This is ADRA's world, a world where billions of our global neighbors lead lives of denied opportunities. Their reality is poverty, hunger, devastation, illiteracy, and sickness, much of which is preventable. It is overwhelming, but the Adventist Development and Relief Agency International, or ADRA, cannot hide from this reality. ADRA responds because God calls Christians to reach out to a world of hurt and to alleviate the suffering of even the least of these, our brothers and sisters. With a presence in 125 countries, ADRA serves all people without regard to ethnicity, political or religious association, gender, or age. ADRA is one of the leading humanitarian relief organizations in the world, working to improve the lives of millions through a variety of community development and emergency response programs. For 1 billion people in the world who suffer from hunger and malnutrition, food is a scarce commodity. Life is a daily battle for survival. Those who live in poverty, children, refugees, and disaster survivors are especially at risk. Matthew 25 says, "I was hungry and you fed me." Christ identified himself with the world's tens of millions of starving and malnourished children, women, and men. He demonstrated the need to alleviate hunger with the feeding of the 5,000. And every day, ADRA follows his example by seeking to combat hunger around the globe. It only takes a few resources to help a family start on the path to financial independence. Unfortunately, most developing countries do not have reliable banking institutions or formal savings and credit systems. This is where ADRA steps in to assist those who are often denied an opportunity, particularly women and the rural poor, giving them an empowering hand. Christ was born among the poor. "I was in need, and you clothed me." He taught us that whatever we do for even the poorest members of society, we do for Him. ADRA believes that by helping the economically deprived, we are serving Christ. The massive HIV and AIDS epidemic, high birth rates, illiteracy rates, and a severe lack of access to health care and potable water are stifling the potential of children and parents in developing countries. "I was sick, and you looked after me." Christ knew human pain and suffering. Based on his teachings, ADRA believes that health is an important part of its mission. Based on decades of experience, ADRA centers its efforts on education. As volunteers are trained in a wide range of health-related issues, they become a catalyst for increased awareness of healthcare problems and improve attitudes and practices throughout the community. War, famine, hurricanes, drought, earthquakes, and flooding take devastating tolls on human life and inhibit development. Many times people lose everything they own, including family and friends. ADRA demonstrates the spirit of compassion that Jesus showed by supplying safe drinking water to villages suffering from drought, building shelters and providing clothing for those who have lost their homes, and offering counseling and rehabilitation to those suffering from injuries. Whether the emergencies are natural or human-made, our workers reconstruct damaged communities and rebuild lives. Education is the single most effective way to empower individuals, communities, and entire nations to break the poverty cycle. Yet for children in many parts of the world, an education is merely a dream. ADRA provides education programs for children, vocational training for orphans and other vulnerable children, and literacy training for adults that were denied an education in their childhood. Christ placed himself with those who were marginalized by society, living lives of desperation and poverty. ADRA believes that as children of God, every person has the right to an education, which will enable him or her to sustain their families and make their dreams come true. Hope is the catalyst for positive, sustainable change. It is the most powerful motivation of resilience and the strongest protection against despair. As humanitarian workers, ADRA's greatest challenges and successes lie in its ability to expand the vision of the disadvantaged to include the boundless possibilities present in even the most difficult circumstances, and to reignite in each individual the hope that every possibility is within reach. ADRA, we're changing the world one life at a time.